As the world seeks cleaner energy, hydrogen technology is beginning to make its mark. In Sarawak, this emerging approach is paving the way towards a more sustainable energy future. As you navigate the bustling streets of Kuching, take note of the buses gliding seamlessly through the city. These aren't your typical buses. They're powered entirely by hydrogen, eliminating the need for petrol.
Hydrogen is nothing new. It's in water, it's part of water. It's a composition of water, H2O.
Hydrogen energy process by the technology is called electrolysis, where the water will be separated, the H2O water will be separated to hydrogen and oxygen, O2. Then this hydrogen will be stored inside specific tank or the specific materials. Then it will be use another technology is called fuel cell to recombine this hydrogen with the CO2 to generate the electricity.
And everybody knows hydrogen is a source of energy. So if you see this hydrogen trail, it goes way back. It's not something that suddenly comes over the last few years or whatever. So for instance, in Germany, there are already 160 hydrogen refilling stations. So it didn't come, over 1 or 2 years. It's been there. And in Japan, that we have visited, they have come up with this the hydrogen pump for many, many years. They got a series of this thing that had been done under the hydrogen initiative. Now, scientists and researchers have come to the point where hydrogen can be harnessed and to be commercially viable.
As technology for the hydrogen electrolyzer, they're preferring to have the fresh and pure waters. So I believe Borneo have several, and maybe I can say the potential resource for the fresh water, which will be can be enhanced the production for the hydrogen. Because this type of the water can be advance the production and the generation for this.
Kuching has the highest level of rainfall throughout Malaysia, one of the highest. Of course, Sarawak as a whole and Malaysia as a whole has a lot of this water that's trapped in lakes and reservoirs and all that. But of course, Sarawak harnessed that through renewable energy in the form of hydro dams.
So by using this clean energy, it can be the best solution to the alternative fossil fuel research sources. Another thing, I believe that clean energy can be enhanced the ecosystem for the biodiversity for Sarawak. And we can be the example for the others by using the fully renewable energy technology to produce clear and clean energy by hydrogen. So I think by this effort, we can fit inside the global index.
Countries such as Japan, Korea, and China, they're looking at us as the most strategic production center for their source of hydrogen. And this is not new. It's been going on for years. And now is the time for them to really capitalize from our ability, to harness this renewable energy source that can bring about production of hydrogen of different colors, right? And we are blessed again that we are able to do green hydrogen. It means it has the lowest carbon footprint in the process of doing that splitting of the water molecule. So, and others can still do hydrogen, but they do blue hydrogen. They do different category of hydrogen. It's still hydrogen, but the source of needed to do that process is not entirely green. It has some carbon footprint. Talking about the technology, yes, we derive the technology from the existing technologies that are already there, and of course, this technology will be evolving, will continuously be improved in terms of its efficiency and all that. That's why I think the cost of hydrogen production is one of the major issues. Even when Sarawak is actually giving the lowest, providing the lowest utility rate, the electricity rate for that process, the stakeholders who are involved in this big-scale hydrogen production, like Sumitomo, INEOS from Japan, Samsung Engineering, Lotte Chemical, and POSCO from Korea, they are still, trying to get a lower electricity rate, but we insist that as technology evolves, the same power will be producing more hydrogen, meaning to say there'll be overall a cost reduction in the unit production of hydrogen. Because we have the political will, because we are strategically located, because we are blessed with all these resources, and most importantly, I think we have the people who are able to drive it through, and that goes with our organization led by our Tan Sri Aziz, a chairman who is in sync with our premier with regard to this green technology. When we work on something this big, right, we don't want to be over relying on the provider of technology. We want to develop that technology ourselves. For instance, we are already working with a company from Australia to do the hydrogen fuel cell, the heart of the vehicle, which is crucial to generate the power for the vehicle to move. And this hydrogen fuel cell, we actually demonstrated that we actually managed to do one. We actually did it onto our buggy. The hydrogen fuel cell was applied to our buggy, and that's the first sign or the first indication that we wanted to go into this hydrogen fuel cell development as well, together with our partner, of course. When we bring in partners to work with us, it doesn't mean that we're going to let them just be doing it on their own, right? So the thing is that the technology will be transferred. We can be one of those producers of this hydrogen fuel cell.
Leading the charge towards a sustainable future, the Sarawak government has unveiled a fleet of hydrogen vehicles, marking a significant milestone in the journey towards green energy.
The government has made a bold step in bringing in this hydrogen vehicle, right? The first one that we brought in was the hydrogen buses. Then subsequently we have these Hyundai Nexos being brought in by SEB, our neighbor. And then the final one that we have brought in so far was the Toyota Mirai. 6 kilograms of hydrogen in this Toyota Mirai is actually is able to drive the car up to 1,000 kilometers, and we never hear of this kind of capacity before, is it? Ability. I understand that EV cars, fully charged, will only bring you to about 500 kilometers. And we have already gained the approval to import 1,000 cars by the Ministry of Finance. So we are going to bring in 55 hydrogen buses for our ART system that's already green, right? By this year, we are targeting to bring in 12 sets of this ART. Again, it's not for full operation, but for trial run in various locations. And we're going to do to make access this hydrogen vehicle be accessible to all by providing free service, free bus operation over the last 3 buses that we've been having over the last almost 4 years, because we want to get the public at large to understand that hydrogen is a very friendly source of power.
Malaysia's first 3-in-1 fuel station, a groundbreaking initiative by Petros, has been introduced here. This innovative station combines petrol, electric vehicle charging, and hydrogen refueling, setting a new standard for fuel stations.
Petros, the name that is synonymous to this hydrogen production at the petrol station, because it's not just petrol station, remember? I would say it's the energy station. It's involved the conventional petrol, EV, and now it has the hydrogen. But at some small towns and all that, perhaps for now they don't need hydrogen pump yet, right? So we do roll out Dodo system, right? Dealer-owned, dealer-operate. In small towns like Daro, for instance, the Premier launched it last year. And eventually, if the networking is, the cars are widely used, then this particular Petros station in Daro can be upgraded to have also the hydrogen pump, yeah? And this will happen all throughout Sarawak, yeah? And remember, Petros station that is equal to perhaps Petronas station, Shell station, and all that will be seen throughout Sarawak. And maybe one day, you never know, you might even go to Peninsular Malaysia as well, or even across the other country in Indonesia. We don't know.
Taking sustainable transportation to the next level, Sarawak introduces the revolutionary concept of LRT on the road. This system blends the efficiency and capacity of a traditional light rail transit with the flexibility of road-based travel.
The ART is basically an innovative public transportation system which combine the flexibility of buses and efficiency of railway system. This ART doesn't require a steel track to operate, and it can run on the normal roads like normal vehicles. The ART is basically running on a dedicated lane and guided via advanced technology consists of sensors and GPS to enable the vehicle to be navigated during the operation later. master plan of LRT in Sarawak is comprehensive strategy aimed to revolutionize the public transportation, especially in Kuching. A few key features of the ART master plan is the implementation of Kuching Urban Transportation System Phase 1, which consists of 3 lines, blue, red and green, a total of 69.9 km. So these lines, the alignment connect key areas in Kota Samarhan, Serian and Damai, and also integrate with the existing transportation infrastructure such as airports and bus terminal Kuching Central to ensure the connectivity of the LRT and passengers. Since we are building a new infrastructure and adopting the latest technology in our system, we believe that it will enhance more the experience of the passenger to the new level. For example, in terms of comfortness, in terms of efficiency, punctuality and reliability of the LRT, which means reduce passenger waiting time at the station. In our LRT design, we also considered for a disabled passenger facility to ensure that all the design cater all needs in our passengers.
Imagine a transportation system that is both clean and efficient. The autonomous rapid transit operates entirely on hydrogen, emitting only water vapor and significantly reducing environmental impact.
Another advantage on implementing the hydrogen-powered LRT is we are aligned with the government policy in terms of reducing the carbon emissions in our country.
When we talk about the carbon footprint, all over the world, we see the impact of what man has done, because of the rush towards getting things done. They did not look into the environmental impact. Right? The destruction of the forest, for instance, or over-harvesting the forest. It may not be seen to be destructing, but it may be not in compliance with a certain sustainable standard, for instance, over-harvesting of sea creatures or fish and things like that. But these are things that will contribute towards environmental degradation. They term us with a very high carbon footprint. Higher level of carbon means the world will get warmer, there'll be climate change. That is very visible nowadays, isn't it? We don't see climates such as what we have seen over the last few years. Flash floods that bring about something that nobody has ever encountered before. In Europe, a place that used to be scenic has suddenly become a place of destruction due to this flood as a result of perhaps the climate change. Also, when we talk about our foray into the oil and gas, for instance, we have in Bintulu a few thousand acres that we are going to roll out as algae farm. Algae again is a source of green energy. We call it SAF, a sustainable aviation fuel, that's highly being sought after by major airlines in the world. That their commitment towards green is that by injecting this SAF into their fuel system. By doing what we're doing, our contribution may be not much, but we're setting a very strong message to the world that even a country or even a state within a country like Sarawak is willing to do this with our limited resources.
As we stand on the brink of a new era, Sarawak's embrace of hydrogen technology symbolizes more than just innovation. It embodies hope for a cleaner, more sustainable world. These hydrogen-powered buses and the pioneering 3-in-1 fuel station by Petros are not just technological advancements. They are milestones in our collective journey towards environmental stewardship. Imagine a city where the air is cleaner, the streets quieter, and the energy that powers our daily commute comes from the most abundant resource in our planet, water. With each hydrogen-powered vehicle, we move closer to this vision, reducing our carbon footprint and paving the way for future generations. Together, we can transform the way we live and travel, ensuring that our advancements contribute to a healthier planet. Sarawak's hydrogen-powered future is not just a dream. It's a promise of what lies ahead. Let us all be inspired to join this journey, driving towards a world where clean energy fuels our ambitions and secures our legacy for generations to come.